all we do now. We don't like add in. Some clubs will play a little bit of rock and roll. We play only rock and roll. I like the girls that come here.
All right, we're on Disco Acid Cult TV. Friday Night Live. Damn, that's what I should put in the title of the streams on Friday.
Friday Night Live?
Friday Night Live. I should just fuck it. Just call it Friday Night Smackdown. And
yeah, you don't think we'll get copyrighted?
Well, I was saying, hopefully that's what will get us attention is WWE will, notice. They would never notice. WWE is very weird with their copyright stuff, though, on YouTube. Like, if you show any few seconds of any episode of Monday Night Raw, they'll get you for something, and it's always like random. Like one time I played a clip from like a Attitude Era video, and they like completely, the video was not visible in the United States. They got it taken down completely. Then one time I showed a clip of something from like a very recent episode of Raw, and they just copyright claimed it, which just means I couldn't monetize, which is always whatever. I can't monetize anyways. Yeah, they will always do something to you.
I wonder if it was that. Oh, what's up, bro?
Freemason Friday.
Yeah, we'll get there. I wonder if it was that bad before TKO took over, or if like that's when the copywriting really became like they have a team that just monitors everything now.
I could see it being a TKO thing. I always wonder, like, I understand, sometimes the big dogs have to step in and copyright claim some shit, but I always just wonder, like, do they realize it's a YouTube channel with like 756 subscribers, or maybe what are we at, 762? You know what I mean? Like, does it really fucking matter that I played 5 seconds of Monday Night Raw from 1998? Is it really gonna hurt you guys?
Yeah, it's crazy that they would do something that old too. Like, I can see if it was like last week's episode or something, but from 15 years ago. Mm-hmm. More than 15 years ago. That's like
I was going to say, man, I wish it was 15 fucking years ago.
Fuck, dude, we're old. But no, dude, if they get on here, they should just see your shirt and, they'll give you the pass.
Yeah, I'd be like, dude, I'm like one of the only dudes still rocking Hulk Hogan. Like, I go to Walmart with the fucking Hulk Hogan on my shirt. And there's a tranny that works at my local neighborhood Walmart, too. It's a dude. Okay, yeah, so at my neighborhood Walmart that's like right around the corner, there's a dude who thinks he's a chick, and it's actually really funny. He walks with a cane, and I'm like, I know why you walk with a cane. It's because you're taking estrogen, and now your bones are weak and brittle, and yep. I guess that's the thing that happens to them. And one time the dude stopped me. I was wearing one of my Rob Zombie shirts with his wife half naked on it, like the best Rob Zombie merch always has Sherry Moon on it, and it happens to be her. I can't remember exactly because I don't have the shirt in front of me. I think she's probably wearing underwear and then nothing else. And then there's like they're like stars that are over her tits. And then there's one over her box. But I think what it is in the real picture, she is actually wearing underwear. But on the shirt design, they put the star over the box. So it looks like she's completely, you know what I mean? Like it's kind of a thing like that. And this transgender dude that is dressing like a chick, like, was like very concerned about my shirt. And it was really weird. He walks up and he's like, "What's that on your shirt?" And I'm like, "It's Rob Zombie." And he was like, "Oh, I think I've heard of Rob Zombie, but I've never seen any of his movies." And I was like, "Okay, I'm just buying like 2 energy drinks. I'm at the I came to the self-checkout for a reason."
Was this at checkout or was this like right when you walked in the store?
Self-checkout. I'm like, go the fuck away.
Yeah, if I get accosted by a tranny right when I walk into a store, I'm fucking leaving.
Right? The person was like, "Oh, who's that on the shirt?" I'm like, "It's his wife. She's an actress." He's like, "Oh, she's naked." And I'm like, are you having like a weird thing because you're seeing a naked chick? Is that what's going on? Like, what's going on here? Like, what do you mean? Like, yeah, I'm aware she's naked. I bought the shirt. I spent the fucking $40 on it. You know.
So
It
this
fits
is
me
a this is a man that was transitioning into a woman, or a woman that was transitioning into a man.
It's a dude. It's a dude who has grown his hair out long and wears like mini skirts over his jeans because he's
he
at
was
work.
just-
He's at work at Walmart, so it's got to be dress code appropriate, but he's still got to get the point across that, hey, I'm a chick.
Well, yeah, he was
Yeah,
just fucking jealous. He looked at your shirt. He saw what a real woman looks like. He knows he'll never look like that, and he instantly just started asking you questions out of insecurity.
That's what I mean. I'm like, are you having like a weird reaction? And yeah, he was just like very baffled at the idea that there was like a naked chick on my shirt, and I was like, well, she's not actually naked. Like there is no actual nudity on the shirt. Like I said, she is covered up with the star logos or whatever. But it was just a weird conversation. I can't remember the rest of what he said. It was like, and I only got saved because another customer came up, like was fucking something up on their self checkout. Which, by the way, America does not deserve self checkouts because nobody knows how to fucking do it. Every time I go into a Walmart, somebody's fucking up on their self checkout register, and I'm like, what's hard about it? What are you having difficulty with? The same thing when I go into the bank. Whenever you go into the bank at the, like just the tellers where all you really do is deposit money or withdraw money, there's always some Mexicans taking forever. And I'm like, are you pulling money out or are you putting money in? What else could you possibly be doing?
No habla inglés, yes.
Well, it's like when you have complicated shit to do, you go to the actual bankers, in the back. But when you're just with the tellers, it's like, bro, you're doing a deposit, you're doing a withdrawal. Like I dated a chick that worked at Wells Fargo. I know what they do. Like they're like the fast food cashiers of the bank.
Yeah, there's really only 5 options.
Yeah. It's basically an ATM just with a person, so you feel a little better about it. Like I don't usually I will only pull cash out of ATMs. I don't put cash into ATMs, which I know you can do, but if I'm putting money into my bank, I go in just because.
Yeah, I've never put cash because I know there's some that you can actually put checks into. I've never done that either. If I'm cashing a check or if I'm putting money in my bank, I'd always go into the person.
I have cashed a bad check on accident, but also not really. I had a dealer that hit me up. This was forever ago, obviously, and he was like, hey, I just did a job. He claims he did landscaping with his dad. He's like, I just did a job. I got a check for $1,000. If he was like, I don't have a bank account. If you cash this check at your ATM, because it was also like midnight, he was like, I'll give you, I don't remember how much, probably like $300 or $400, which I was just then going to turn around and buy fentanyl with from him. I was like, oh yeah, for sure. And I knew immediately in the back of my head, I'm like, I know this is going to be a bad check.
Yeah, that's a fuck ton of money for just cashing a check for somebody. Like if you would have said 20 or 40, I'd be like, yeah, that's believable. But that's like 40% of the fucking check.
Yeah, I was like, I know this is going to be a bad check, but I want the $300 or $400 worth of fentanyl, so I'm going to do it. He gives me the check, and it literally says like, job. He wrote his name, just $1,000 even. Like, yeah, it was just like work, job, $1,000. Like it was the worst check ever, but it went through. And then I got fucked for it like a month later when the bank caught it and was like, they pulled $1,000 out of my account that had $0 in it to make up for it. Yeah.
That sucks.
Cashed a check in an ATM and it works.
I don't know. There's just something. Yeah, I'm sure it does. There's just something I don't trust about it. I'm worried it's going to like eat my fucking check. And then, because have you ever had a debit card machine eat your debit card?
Yes, one time.
Yeah, that's the worst shit ever. Especially if the bank's already closed. Like it happened to me twice. And one time I was lucky because it was a Travis credit union. So I just went in after it happened and they like busted the machine open and got my card out. But one time it happened when the bank was closed. And so I just it ate my debit card and I had no access to money for a weekend.
Yep. It's the fucking worst. All right.
Oh, Jigaboo Jackson.
As the title says, I did watch that Citizen motherfucking Vigilante movie last night.
And?
Are you going to watch it?
What's it on?
I found it on some shitty pirate website for free. It might be on Elon Musk's Twitter for free still. It might not be though, but it's like #1 on Amazon Prime and rentals and on Apple TV right now. Do y'all not just take pictures of your check and deposit the money? I know I can do that with my bank account through my phone. I just don't because I don't usually deal with checks. But
yeah, I might be able to do that. I've never tried. If it's a good movie, I'll just rent it off of Amazon Prime. Is it worth it?
It is worth it, I will say. It's not a fantastic movie, but it's worth a watch because there's a lot of fun parts. It's not a fantastic movie. There's a few like weird parts in it that is just like, okay, spoilers don't matter. I'm just gonna get this out of the way.
Well, no, I was gonna say I don't really know what it's about. I don't know anything about it, so go for it.
It's just a dude. It's Armie Hammer, which is funny. Have you ever seen The Social Network?
Yeah.
You remember the Winklevoss twins?
Yeah.
They were played by Armie Hammer. So imagine the Winklevoss twins going around and murdering criminal immigrants. Like criminal, it's basically about a dude that is tired of illegal immigrants in Europe committing crimes and getting away with it. So he goes to Europe and he starts fucking them up.
What a perfect bounce back role for Armie Hammer.
Jim, okay, hold on. I'll sidetrack here real quick. Pearl. So Pearl is the middle of a trilogy. X, the first movie in the trilogy, is the superior movie of the trilogy. All of the nerds on Twitter swear that Pearl is the best movie of the trilogy. Pearl is a good movie. If you're interested, watch it. It's a perfectly good movie, but X is the better movie. And then Maxine, the third film of the trilogy, all of them have Mia Goth in them, by the way. Maxine is also, I liked a lot. X is about some people in the late 70s going to film a porno, and then they're renting a property and the landlords do some crazy, get crazy. Pearl actually switches it up. So in X, Mia Goth plays one of the porn star actresses. She's dating the guy making the movie. And then one of the main antagonists is an old lady. And then in Pearl, Mia Goth switches and she plays the old lady in her younger days. And then in Maxine, she goes back to playing the girl from the original X movie. But yeah, if you're interested in Pearl, definitely check it out. But if I get to say, I would say X is the superior of the trilogy. Yeah, so Citizen Vigilante, this guy there's, the violence scenes are obviously cool. It's a cool concept, like idea that this guy, he's a vigilante. He goes around fucking up criminals that aren't getting their due justice. He's also a landlord. You don't really know why. But there are literally scenes of him like just being a landlord. Dude, there's like a long scene of him going to one of his properties and just like assessing the damage. The movie is way too on the nose for my liking. I try to remain consistent. If I don't like all the fucking over the top on the nose messaging in the Barbie movie, I'm also not going to like it coming from the other side. The words "the woke left" are straight up said in the movie, and it's toward the end of the movie, but once the guy said that, like, it completely takes me out of the movie. Once I hear the words "oh, Europe is being taken over by the woke left," I'm taken out of the movie, and I'm now thinking about like Steven Crowder. I'm like, oh, I didn't know I was watching a Steven Crowder movie. I thought I was.
You feel like you're watching a propaganda piece.
Yeah, so I don't like how on the nose it was, but it's fun if you like violence. It's fun. It's a fun movie because nobody in America would make that fucking movie. If anyone knows the Saw movies, the guy that plays Detective Mark Hoffman is the main antagonist in this movie, which I was very surprised to see. He's really old now. Yeah, Mia Goth is really hot. She's one of those like uniquely hot chicks. She's weirdly hot. Like she kind of looks scary, but then you look again and you're like, oh, never mind, she's hot.
Yeah, I've never seen a girl with no eyebrows look so hot.
Exactly. I did hook up with a girl with no eyebrows one time. It is one of the great fumbles of my life. I fucked up pretty bad with her. We hooked up once and then I fucked it up. She does work at a bar in my hometown, though. I always think about, again, if the YouTube channel ever starts to do well, I will go back in and approach her and say, hey, remember when I fucked up like 5 years ago or whatever? Yeah, like how Star Wars was supposed to be in a faraway galaxy, yet all the shows and movies feel like they were filmed on Earth. Yeah, some places aren't good at their world building. Like to me, Blade Runner is like the best movie of all time when it comes to world building and like atmosphere. But yeah, so it's a fun movie. There's also a weird sex scene where he hooks up with a prostitute and you're just kind of like, why? So the thing that is actually funny about the movie is, of course, like right-wingers are like, this movie is fucking awesome. This is what we need. The main character, the guy that goes around killing the criminals, I don't think he's like a guy to look up. Like the guy's clearly a psychopath. Like the way he talks, he's kind of like Anton Chigurh from No Country for Old Men, except he talks more. And admittedly, he is the psychopath that you would want. Like, I would rather this guy who runs around murdering rapists and killers than Anton Chigurh running around killing like innocent people, you know. But it's kind of get the idea, like he wants to kill people regardless, but it just so happens that there is like a lot of criminals out there for him to kill. So
I'm sure there are.
It gets a little Batman-ish, like he live streams to the world with a voice changer and like a face blurred, and he's like, I do this for you people. Like he kind of wants to be Batman, but it's a fun movie either way.
Well, you know why it's ironic that it has Army Hammer in it, right? Like, you know the Army Hammer lore?
Yeah. Do you believe any of that?
No, I think he just had a crazy ex-girlfriend. But there are some, I mean, she did screenshot some text messages where he does say some pretty out there shit, but I
Well, do you think those are really him? Like she tried to say that he wanted to try cannibalism or some shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's
Or
like,
she's screenshotting sex where he said, like, I'm 100% a cannibal or some shit.
yeah, it's like, okay, you know, like accusations, you got to be believable with that shit. You know, like if one of my ex-girlfriends came out and said like, Beckett, I don't know, was like an asshole, like that'd be believable. But if one of my ex-girlfriends came out and was like, yeah, Beckett told me he wants to eat human meat, I'm pretty sure most people that know me would be like, I don't really know about that. That's a little too much.
Beckett told me he was going to freeze one of his shits and fuck me with it in my sleep.
Yeah, like at least that would be believable.
I was gonna say, that might be a little too believable.
Yeah, that might be believable, but if someone tries to accuse me of cannibalism, it's like, okay, bro. Jim says, would it make sense to call it a stoner movie for right-wing people? Like, what I mean is how Mac and Dev go to high school as a movie you only watch if you're high. I mean, yeah, actually, maybe like the equivalent of a stoner, because I know most right-wingers like aren't stoners. Yes and no. It's the kind of movie that right-wingers like, you know, they would put on for movie night with their buddies. Like if you and your buddies are going to watch a movie that you know is not the greatest, but it's just fun, that's the kind of movie that like right wingers would put on and like eat popcorn or some shit.
It's like Tucker and Dale versus Evil or some shit.
Yeah, something like that. You know, yeah, it's a fun movie. Like I said, not great. Like all the people that are like, I think people like it right now just because of like the messaging of it. No one, I have not seen anybody claiming that like it's actually a masterpiece or a fantastic movie. The director has said he wants to make a sequel, and I don't know if it's like a spoof or real or whatever, but he posted a title for the sequel calling it Citizen Vigilante, something like the end of Somalian scammers or something. So if he makes a movie where this guy goes, because he wants to make the sequel set in America. So if he gets Army Hammer going around killing Somalian scammers, dude, that shit would be hilarious. But
that would be awesome. That would deserve a theatrical release, but it would never happen.
One thing I do like about the movie that I will say is that the protagonist is OP as fuck. He is never in any moment in any danger. There's never any risk to him, and I like that because a lot of movies I think try too hard to. It's kind of like the Dragon Ball Z effect. Protomax will get this, or Dragon Ball GT. So in Dragon Ball GT, in the very last arc, Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta fuse into Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, what is the strongest character in the whole fucking universe at this point. At that point, all I wanted to see was Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. I just wanted to see 20 minutes of him whooping Omega Shenron's ass. But instead, they do a whole other twist where they unfuse, it doesn't work, and then Kid Goku in base form comes out to get the win. This movie doesn't do any of that. This movie is just like, hey, this guy's badass and he's fucking people up. There's never a moment where like somebody gets the jump on him and you're worried like, oh, is he going to die? Oh no, is he going to pull through? No, he's just fucking people up straightforward 100%. And I like movies like that.
Yeah, no, I like that too. I don't know if any of you here in the chat or if you've watched The Boys, I think we've talked about this before and I don't think you have. But the main antagonist, Homelander, is supposed to be the strongest superhero on Earth, the strongest person on the planet, basically. And then in the last season, there's a part where he basically goes Super Saiyan. He injects himself with this serum that's supposed to make him even stronger and immortal. But the power scaling in the season finale was so shitty, it like depowered him. Like they had characters with no superpowers that were able to like punch him and like go toe to toe with him in a fight. And it totally just ruined the fucking ending.
There's another movie. One of my favorite movies actually is called Savage Streets from 1984. It stars Linda Blair. Um, it's actually a great example of nowadays. Right wingers will say that like they don't want to see women like whooping dudes' asses in movies because they're just way too OP and it's unbelievable. Savage Streets is actually the proper way. And actually, I argue, left wingers will cry like, oh, people just don't want to see female protagonists because they're sexist. No, that's not true. A ton of movies from the 70s and 80s that I fucking love have female protagonists.
Even the early 2000s. Think about Elektra, the original Batgirl with fucking, what's her name? Halle Berry.
I don't know. I don't remember. But it can be done right. So in Savage Streets, Linda Blair puts on a fucking leather jumper and gets a fucking crossbow with arrows. And like, it's like, okay, yeah, I could see a chick with a fucking crossbow killing dudes. It makes a lot of sense. But in that movie, it gets to a point where, so that movie is based around, there's the street gang, and Linda Blair, the main character, has a younger sister who is deaf and mute. And the street gang gang rapes her deaf and mute little sister. So Linda Blair comes after them one by one for revenge. And when she finally gets to the leader of the street gang, she gets him trapped. He's tied up by his ankles, hanging upside down. Okay, at this point, after this whole movie, I just want to see her cut his dick and balls off and kill him. Like, we're there. Like, take me home. But instead, what happens is he gets loose and he knocks her out, and she runs away, whimpering and crying again. And then some more stuff happens, and she finally kills him. And it's like that 10 minutes I didn't need. I just wanted to see her whoop his ass. So again, the strongest point of that Citizen Vigilante movie is that the protagonist is like just as powerful as you want him to be. Like toward the end of it, I was even thinking like, okay, something's going to happen, right? Like somebody's going to come in and kill him, or somebody's going to come in and start beating him up, and they're going to like have a struggle over the gun, and he'll just get out of it at the last second and shoot the guy. Nope. He's just OP as fuck. He just whoops ass and kills people. And that's like exactly what you want. Maybe one or two twists, like James Bond getting locked in the trap with the laser coming up to come through his dick and balls.
Yeah.
I expect you to die. Like one of those per movie is cool, but sometimes movies just get carried away with the twists. I think they get way too like abusive with the twists and turns. And it's like, sometimes I just want about a movie where the protagonist is just fucking people up. Like that's all I need.
Oh yeah, and especially if it's an interesting character and it's a good actor who can like really portray the character. Like you don't need to do it. It can be simple and still great. Like you don't need to do all those twists. It's about the build up. It's about the plot.
Protomax, I did hear that about Toy Story 5, that Buzz marries Jessie and he's basically the chick at the wedding. And there's even a scene where they kiss and Buzz like puts his leg up like he's a girl.
No.
So people are mad about that.
Is it still Tim Allen voicing Buzz?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm surprised he went for that. Because Tim Allen is like notably conservative.
I mean,
but I guess if you pay somebody $10 million, they're gonna fucking,
Well, and the thing about Toy Story and Buzz Lightyear is you could always just use the cop out of they're just toys. It's like kids' humor. I think if that were to happen, okay, if Buzz Lightyear were to like be the chick in a marriage back in like 2002, nobody would bat an eye. It would just be another funny like, oh, it's a gender swapping comedy, like Mrs. Doubtfire style comedy.
Yeah, that's true. They wouldn't think that far into it.
But because of the context of the times we're living in, these things are looked at under a microscope, which is fair. Like, it's totally fair. That movie, Hard Eyes, I just recommended that to Jim. I know Jim won't give a fuck about this if he even ever watches it. Hard Eyes came out like last year. It was like one of the few modern day horror movies that I actually really liked. The end of the movie, the main girl proposes to the main guy. And I fucking hate it. I was like, oh my God. And it makes it worse because it's Mason Gooding, who I fucking hate. Mason Gooding is like one of my least favorite actors of all time. But so it was funny to see him getting proposed to by a white chick. I was like, oh man, this guy is such a fucking pussy. But he says, bro, they did Buzz hella dirty, but the movie takes a good stance against screen time for children. Okay. Yeah, I probably honestly won't end up seeing Toy Story 5, at least not in theaters. Not in theater. I'll probably watch it when it comes out on streaming, or I'll find it somewhere. Radio Underground, what's up, man? 3. Just one of the guys would cause fights now.
Who's he referring to?
Yeah, who are you referring to? Radio Underground, you will learn this about me. I'll say something, and then 2 seconds later, somebody in chat will like respond to what I said, and I'll completely have forgotten what I just said. But Radio Underground, I was just talking to him on TikTok. We got to do something together. Radio Underground is a channel too, and he does pretty cool stuff over there too. If anyone here is looking for recommendations, yeah, click on this guy's channel. But all in all, yeah, it's a fun movie, not a great movie. The sex scene is weird. The landlord scenes are like really goofy.
Oh, like, I thought you were still talking about Toy Story for a second. I was like, there's fucking sex scenes in Toy Story.
There's like straight up a scene where he's just like doing landlord business. Like his manager comes to him. Oh, there's even a scene where, so he's a landlord of a bunch of properties. And there's a scene where his manager comes to him and he's like, so the government called us and they offered us a bunch of money if they can put a bunch of illegal migrants in one of your buildings. And he's like, no, we're not fucking doing that. And the manager is like, it's the government, sir. You might want to do this. And he's like, no, I'm not fucking doing this. So it's like, as if it's not enough for them to tackle like illegal immigrants committing rapes and murders, they also tackle the subject of illegal immigrants being bad tenants for landlords. I'm like, dude, what is going on? But
dude, what's funny about, okay, so you remember the person from our town that I told you about whose dad robbed the banks?
Yeah.
So he was a prolific real estate agent in our town, and he's responsible for moving all of the like low income families in. He did a lot of that shit. So that's why he was super hated. At the time when he got busted, he basically had to get out of real estate because he was ran out by the town.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's a lot of slumlord real estate agents, or a lot of slumlord landlords that will do shit like that.
Oh yeah, of course.
So good for him for having integrity in that movie.
Okay, Just One of the Guys was the movie. I've heard of Just One of the Guys. I will have to check it out. A lot of movies from the 80s that are classics would cause fights too.
Yeah, fuck, I gotta start watching more movies and shows. I get so caught up in just like watching YouTube clips and shit like that and reels. It like, yeah.
I do that too, and I will like force myself to put my phone down and watch a movie. Even 16 Candles. That's been one of my things I need to do on this channel that I've been meaning to do for months. I need to make a video on 16 Candles. I even have like a script of the plot almost done, because one day, 16 Candles is my favorite of all the 80s teen romance comedy movies. I think it's the perfect like teen movie. I think 16 Candles represents your teenage years, like maybe out of the best out of any movie, especially when it comes to the topic of like having a crush on a girl, in the sense that all of the drama is self-imposed when you're a teenager. It's like, bro, go fucking talk to the girl. Like walk up to the girl and just say hi. But you can't because there's a bunch of drama and it's all your fault. 16 Candles portrays that perfectly. But it's a movie from the 80s. So there's an Asian character who, there's a lot of Asian stereotype jokes. I think Molly Ringwald calls somebody a faggot. There's like date rape. There's a date rape joke in there that people take way too seriously. So one day I was looking for, I like to listen to podcast episodes about movies that I like. And one day I was on Apple Podcasts. I looked up 16 Candles, and every podcast I found that covered it just spent the whole episode talking about how this movie hasn't aged well. This is so offensive. I don't know how we loved this. And they would consistently go, I love this movie. I've always loved this movie, but it's so offensive. I don't know how people like it. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I do love this movie. It's one of my favorite movies ever since I was a child. But fuck this movie. This is so, how could they do this? And so
but
my goal was,
tells me I shouldn't like it, so now I don't know what to do.
Yeah. So my goal was to make a video talking about the movie, and originally I was going to cover it and like I was just going to go through it straight and like never even mention that like, oh, some people think this part is offensive, because I don't think there's anything even remotely offensive about 16 Candles.
No.
But I do want to make the video and talk about like, here's the parts that some people are fucking upset by, and here's why I think they're fucking ridiculous.
Well, it didn't help either that Molly Ringwald went on and did the fucking interview circuit recently where she slammed the movie and said, oh, I regret doing that, and it doesn't represent what I believe in today. She
should be fucking ashamed of herself, because John Hughes is the guy that basically made her career. Now he's dead, can't defend himself, and every time she talks about those movies, she fucking smears that guy. It's like, how, like, honestly, You know, you look at like the pro wrestling world, look at like the respectable guys like John Cena and The Undertaker, who will never say a bad word about Vince McMahon no matter what, because that's the guy who gave them their fucking life. Like,
yeah, you don't bite the hand that feeds.
Yeah, the person that gave you fucking life, Molly Ringwald, you like now just run around and smear and talk shit about just because it's trendy. Like, it's what a fucking terrible person. That's like dirtbag shit. But yeah, one of the jokes in 16 Candles is Jake Ryan, his girlfriend gets like pissed drunk at a party. She's like halfway passed out at this point. And he makes a comment where he says, "Oh yeah, she's so drunk, I could violate her 10 different ways if I wanted to." It's like, yeah, that's called a figure of speech. He's just expressing to somebody how drunk she is. But people will tell you, oh, that means he wants to do it. I've heard a podcast episode say he does do it, and this is the proof that he date rapes her all the time. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And then later in the movie, he gives her to, there's this nerd character, Farmer Ted. And I think it's Farmer Ted. I could be wrong, just because now I'm reading this comment from Radio Underground that talks about Bill and Ted. But he gives his passed out drunk girlfriend and his nice convertible car to the nerd to drive around with her in the cool car all night. Well, people will interpret that scene as he's giving his passed out drunk girlfriend to this kid so that this kid can rape her.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, if you pay attention to the context of the movie, this kid has no idea what to do with the girl. He wouldn't even know where to start with a passed out girl. The guy, Jake Ryan, he's a popular kid who feels some sympathy for this nerd.
Yeah, he's trying to make him look cool. Trying to give him some confidence.
He's giving him a cool car and his hot, popular, drunk girlfriend just to give him like a night to... It's a confidence boost. He's trying to help the kid out. And sure enough, the kid drives the girl to his friend's house and they take pictures of him in the car with her. I'm like, yeah, see, it's a bunch of nerds like having a fun... Like, he's giving this kid like a high school experience. He's not saying, hey, fuck my passed out girlfriend in my car. That's no. He's giving the kid a confidence boost because the kid's never kissed a girl. The kid's never, the kid's never done anything. I think the next scene after they're both like in the next morning after she wakes up, I think she even says, did we do anything? And he says, I don't know, or I don't think so, or something. It's never implied that he like fucked her while she was drunk, passed out. But, people have to be so, people have to read so deep into it. Oh, the fact that he said he could violate her 10 different ways, that means he does violate her when she's passed out. Bro, the whole point of his character in the movie is he doesn't even fucking like his girlfriend. That's literally his character. He doesn't like her. He thinks she's shallow and retarded.
Was this character based off of you?
Yeah, no, it's just, it's fucking terrible. I'm the same. I have a goldfish attention span. I'm no better than my 10-year-old nephew. Oh, we got big news here. Jim is going trans. What sound do we have for that?
You gotta find one.
For Jim.
Hey, rapping everybody up in here.
Congratulations, Jim. Radio Underground, this is even Bill and Ted called people fat, and they were the nice guys of the 80s movies. Jim says,
everybody hates
funny?
fat people.
Yeah, fat people are the worst. Jim says, what's funny is these people will say, I regret doing the show or movie, yet they don't give back the money. Oh, yeah, no, they don't give back the movie. And not only that, but Molly Ringwald, she's always at Comic-Con. She's always at the conventions.
Oh, she's making money trashing them.
Yeah. And it's like, Molly Ringwald, if you really had a moral problem with the Breakfast Club, you would turn down the conventions because the conventions hire her to talk about the Breakfast Club. So if you really wanted to separate yourself from that movie, which she claims she does, Molly Ringwald cried about how there's no black people in 16 Candles or the Breakfast Club. And I was like, I've talked about this before. I'm like, first of all, it's 5 kids in the movie. Like, what, 5 white kids in detention is so hard to believe. Maybe if it was like 200 kids, yeah, I could understand. You'd probably want to get a black kid in there. You probably, but it's 5 kids. And second of all, shouldn't that be seen as a compliment to black people that none of the black kids got detention at this school?
If the movie was realistic, all those 5 kids would have been black in detention.
Yeah. Well, no, not even, because again, also the Breakfast Club takes place in like fucking small town Illinois at a at a high school. There's probably 2 black kids at the high school in general. Yeah, see, Jim says no black people because it's called Breakfast Club, not Juvenile Detention Center. Yeah, no, if Molly Ringwald was smart, she would say the Breakfast Club is a compliment to black kids because none of the black kids got detention. But and then, like I said, even realistically, the town that movie takes place in at the time, there was probably like 2 fucking black kids in the whole high school. But it's just like, God damn, Molly Ringwald. Like it's so unbelievable to think of like 5 white kids in one room together. Like you just can't fathom. Like I'm pretty sure that's actually the most accurate representation of the American population. Like I said, once you get to 100 kids, then yes, there would be some black kids and some Mexican kids or whatever. But it's the things that she will cry about while continuing to take paychecks for this movie. Like she still gets a paycheck every month for everything to do with the Breakfast Club. So it's literal pandering. It is literal pandering. And the fact that people can't see through it, like the fact that left-wingers will try so hard to be like rebels and we're the underdog and we're the rebels, but then you can't even tell when people are pandering to you and like using you for like, you guys are fucking retarded. I want to party with Vinnie Mac and oh dude, if I ever got to invite to a party like Vince McMahon and interns, absolutely. Yeah. You like the invitation says come party with me and my interns. I'm like, bro, I know we're going to meet some Janelle Grants.
Oh my God, dude. Can you imagine back in like 2003, fucking Tori Wilson and Stacy Keibler?
Yeah, Tori, Candace Michelle was always a favorite of mine.
Candace
Maria was my favorite, but she did not turn out. She like aged like weirdly. Like she's not. I mean, of course, she's still hotter than any.
Kelly was really hot, but is she dead now?
No, Kelly's still really hot.
Oh, I'm thinking of Ashley. Remember Ashley Massaro?
Yeah, Ashley's dead. And I also don't want to say back to Maria. She's still hotter than any chick I could ever pull. You know, I'm not saying that, but out of all the divas, she aged like the most normally. Actually, is like she kind of just looks like a mom. But yeah, Kelly, her real name is Barbie Blank. Funnily enough.
Perfect.
She is actually still really hot. I was just watching, and I saw a clip on Instagram of her in the ECW days when she was literally just a stripper, and she would come out and just do strip shows.
Dude, she made her rounds in the locker room too. I don't know if you've heard the stories, but like, fucking Batista, Test, Chris Jericho, John Cena.
But I was like, dude, I was in like 5th grade watching wrestling, and just like a literal stripper come. And I remember always getting mad that she would never get that fully naked because I didn't understand, like, you know, the TV ratings. You can't actually have a naked chick. But I'm like, dude, why doesn't she get naked?
I just remember watching that in my living room, my mom being like in the other fucking room making dinner, and I'd always have to keep the remote. I'm like, you know, I had the previous channel button. So whenever she'd come out, I've always had to have that ready in my hand, dick in one hand, remote in the other hand, you know?
And she was 19 at that time. Like, I think she was literally 19 getting naked.
That's crazy. TV. I did not know she was that young.
Yeah. Yeah, she was actually 19 or 20. Which, perfectly fine. A lot of people would cry about that, but bro, I'm a law-abiding citizen. A lot of people with these critiques were fucking social outcasts who can't imagine what normal people actually behave like. Radio Underground says, I'm fat and I hate other fat people. I'm an uncle. Yeah, there's got to be an Uncle Tom version of fat people that hate other fat people. The thing is, fat people used to be cool. Like, remember when it was understood that if you're fat, like, you need to work on your comedy, you need to become a funny person.
Yeah, you either need to be super nice or like super funny.
Yeah. But nowadays, fat people are so gassed up. Usually it's girls. They get gassed up by their girlfriends and lied to. And so it's like, oh, well, now you're just fat and you're arrogant and you're full of yourself. Like there are actually no, what's that term? What's the fucking term? The redeeming quality. Yeah, there are no redeeming qualities for fat chicks nowadays because now they're not only unfunny and not nice, but they act like they're 10s. And it's
because black guys will fuck them. That's why.
Yeah, that too. Kelly giving me the syrup foot job. I've gotten a foot job. I mean, I've gotten a handful of foot jobs. Never with syrup, though.
I guess if a chick wanted to give me a foot job, I'd let her. But like, it'd never be something that I wanted.
You don't do it because of the feeling or sensation. Somebody made a joke and called me Ted Bundy because of this, but you do it because it's like degrading to the girl.
Okay.
Like looking at her get into a position to give you a foot job is like, damn, you know, you look at her girl, you're like, damn, you are really slutting out for this. Like you actually think I'm really hot. You know, you think I'm hot enough to get on your fucking back and
put your feet up like
yeah. You think I'm hot enough that you're getting into a literal monkey position
like
for me right now.
Gravy ladle right now.
Yeah. And I thought that was cool. And then, yeah, one of my buddies that I talked to was like, dude, if this was the 70s, like you would be Ted Bundy. And I'm like, no, that's not true. He's like, dude, I guarantee you Ted Bundy also liked girls getting into grading positions for him. And I'm like, it's just because of lack of a better word. Like that's what it is. I can't think of a better word than degrading. But
I like anything that makes me feel powerful. Say what you will.
Yeah, there you go. There's a better way to put it. It makes you feel powerful. Makes you feel like the man. Jim says girls tell their fat friends they're pretty, so they stick around. So when they go out, the skinny chicks look way hotter than the fat chick.
Well, it's also like built-in security. Like if somebody does start getting too rough, you can just get your tortas to fucking block you off.
Just stand behind your fat friend.
Yeah, like fucking offensive lineman, dude. You're not getting that sack.
All right, I got a good clip. I have a great clip. It's actually weird. It's very weird, but I have to agree with it because
kids have asses.
Yeah, I told you it starts off weird, but it's going somewhere, and I agree.
Fuck.
I agree.
Kids have asses and dudes have asses. So if you don't prefer tits, you're a gay pedophile. That's why I think being a tit man is, you can always trust a tit man. Okay. Because there's no babies with D cups, you know? Kids have asses and dudes have asses. So if you don't prefer.
Yep, and all the comments is just people coping. It's just ass people coping.
I'm gonna be one of them right now.
I figure.
Okay, so like I just, I know the girl's shit. I've done anal. I've gotten shit on my dick.
Yeah, you almost died for the cause. I love it.
Yeah, I was in the fucking hospital for a week because I got E. coli poisoning up my dick hole. But no, I'm sorry, I don't agree. And it goes back to the foot job thing. Like it's not even necessarily that anal feels better than the vagina because like it does at the beginning. Like the first minute of anal feels better than pussy because it's tighter. But the asshole, like the vagina will form around your dick, right? The asshole will just expand.
Yeah.
And so no, it goes back to saying like the foot job thing. It's a degrading thing. Like we love it because we know you hate it. Maybe you've been a bitch that week. Maybe you didn't have fucking dinner done when I got home. I want to hurt you. I won't
even say they know they hate it. My ex-girlfriend that did that shit. She was
some girls like it. Some girls like the pain from it.
From the foot job or from anal?
From the anal, I would think.
I was going to say, what hurts about a foot job? What's going on?
Probably your lower abs because you got to lift your feet up and shit.
Yeah, I'm a tits guy. Don't get me wrong. Like both are important factors, but I've been with more girls with big tits and small asses than I've been with girls with like big asses and no tits. I can say that. Protomax says, bro, I learned that all of psychology today is a lie. Sigmund Freud was Jewish and an anti-Catholic. His main goal was to defend his friends who were pedophiles. I know Sigmund Freud was into like Sigmund Freud. If Sigmund Freud is like the guy that talks about like everybody wants to fuck their mom. I don't know if I'd say all of psychology is a lie, but Sigmund Freud was definitely a fucking weirdo.
Oh yeah, he's the guy that said that all men want to like kill their dad and rape their mom, right?
Yeah. He said one of the first desires that boys have is they want to murder their father and they want to fuck their mom. And it's like,
what does his mom look like?
He must have had a hot mom.
He must have.
Jim says, very weird, but didn't Ed Kemper say the same thing about the asshole stretching when he was telling the cops? Ed
Kemper's thing was he used to like having girls die while he was inside of them, right? Wasn't that his thing?
No. Ed Kemper killed his mom and cut off her head and fucked her mouth.
Okay, I'm thinking of somebody else then.
But Ed Kemper talked about he said it's like easier to fuck an ass than it is to fuck. He also, I think he fucked a hole in his dead mom's neck or something. He said because the neck muscles, they don't, when you go to put your dick in it, they push out naturally. But an ass, it will suck your dick in, is what he was saying essentially. Yeah. Which I don't believe Ed Kemper ever fucked a girl in the ass unless she was dead. So there's that. I know, because that's like why he became who he became, because girls didn't want to fuck him. It's funny. People talk about the male loneliness epidemic, and it's like, I'm not saying that a lot of dudes don't deserve it, but it's also kind of like people should take this more seriously because this is what creates Ted Bundy's and Ed Kempers. I mean, well, not Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy was like a good looking, successful dude. That's a whole different case. But Ed Kemper is like the very stereotypical incel, turned serial killer case. And it's like, you go on Twitter and you see people making fun of incels and dudes who are lonely. And it's like, I don't know if you should,
Do you know what you're creating?
Yeah. Jim says, Protomax, you are telling me giving lobotomies wasn't actually a good psychology practice? Wow, you're telling me this for the first time. Dude, the lobotomy hype was fucking wild. His mom must have been stacked. Absolutely, his mom must have been stacked.
That's what I'm saying. And the fact that like people heard that and were just like, yeah, write that, put that in a book or some shit.
His mom also was abusive. His mom treated him like shit and used to like degrade him in front of people. But it was also that he never got laid. Like that was a contributing factor.
There's one serial killer that I read, I read it online. That, like his whole thing was like when he was raping and like strangling a girl, he used to like get off when they would fucking die while he was inside of them.
That is probably a thing.
Can't think of who it was though.
That's definitely probably a thing. Whatever happened to the town whore, we need them back. Yeah, we do need the town whore. The thing is, sometimes it has to happen in high school. Like once a dude gets laid for the first time in high school, everything kind of becomes okay. But once dudes are graduating high school that haven't gotten laid, and I didn't get laid for the first time until my senior year, full honesty. I was starting to get nervous. I was like, damn, I'm in a band. I've cheated on like half my girlfriends without sex. Like everybody thinks I'm fucking cool as shit. Like I need to get this over with. And then finally, me and a scene queen got a room with the Red Roof Inn, and I took care of that, nipped that in the bud.
Yeah, I didn't lose mine until I was a senior too, and it was in the back of Ryan's truck at a party out in the open.
That is cooler than a Red Roof Inn.
Dude, people were like walking by. I'm fucking railing this chick.
That is cooler than a Red Roof Inn. I've definitely fooled. I used to have a truck, and I definitely fooled around in it. Shit, me and Calamity Jane, the first time we hung out, we ended the night outside of her mom's house at like midnight, and she blew me in the bed of the truck. I could have fucked her. I just actually was trying to be romantic and was like, I don't want to, like our first time, to be in the bed of my fucking truck outside your mom's house at midnight. So I will take the blowjob. I will take as far as I can get my dry finger up your ass. And then I'll just fuck you next time, you know, is basically how that went.
Butterfingers.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Jamie.
Rest in peace, Jamie.
And then after that first time we did it was when the thing that's funny about Calamity Jane is that I had made the I had a Tinder when I met her. I made the conscious decision that I was going to start going through like the male equivalent of a hoe phase. I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to start hooking up with chicks. And Calamity Jane happened to be the first girl that I got to. And then, but then what actually happened was just that I fucked her and then was like, oh, she's actually perfect. Like, never mind. Like, I'm going to stick with this. And then, yeah, the rest is history. And it was going to be the other thing was it was going to be her or this slutty Asian chick in my psychology class because I was going to community college. And there was this slutty Asian chick that would wear like no clothes. And she would laugh at all my jokes in class. And I literally found out she smoked weed, and I had my buddy roll me a blunt because I was going to ask her if she wanted to smoke in my car after class. And then, like literally like the day before that is when me and Calamity Jane made plans to hang out. And so I was like, okay, I'll wait until after I fuck Calamity Jane and I'll get with the Asian chick. But then, like I said, the fucking Calamity Jane went so well that I was like, oh, never mind. We had like perfect chemistry, like immediately. It was super weird. I like people always think I'm like, you guys always think I'm being dramatic when I'm like, dude, it's never going to be that good again. No, I'm never going to get along with a chick the way I got along with this one chick. Should have went with the slutty Asian chick, bruh. She definitely, I would not have like gotten with her, like actually with her. She was annoying as fuck, you know? And,
in what way?
She was just like a slutty Asian stoner chick. Like she probably thought Drake was cool, and which was very weird. Seeing a slutty Asian chick in real life is weird because she was like very Asian. Like she,
no, dude, I worked at David.
She was like fresh off the boat. I don't know what you were about to say. You worked at fucking.
I worked in David Cashmere. You know the guy?
I thought you were gonna say David, like David's hardware store right down the block from me. But
I did an internship there, but yeah, no, where I worked, there's a lot of slutty Asian chicks just because of where it's at.
Yeah,
and, yeah, no, it's been awesome. I've definitely had yellow fever before. My best one was a girl who was half Japanese and half Lithuanian.
Lithuanian, man, no one can ever call you racist. That's for sure.
Oh no, dude, I've mixed it up with the best of them.
Yeah, Jim says if you haven't gotten laid after your 4 years of college, I say after high school. If you haven't gotten laid before high school is over, it's over for you. And then Jim says, Protomax, you're telling me there are majors or a majority of majors that mean nothing and are useless? Wow, you're telling me this for the first time. I need to get that audio clip. Wow, you're telling me this for the first time. But yeah, you got to get laid before high school is over. You know, at least once.
I had a friend who didn't get laid until like his second year of college, and then he went on a fucking like hoe run. He basically fucked like 15 girls, and I know that he did too because I went and visited him a lot.
Once you get that first one out of your system, it unlocks a whole new level of confidence. And then I also say if you've gone like I don't know how many years without getting laid, you're back at I'm back at the beginning because it's been so long. Just the other day I saw my sister. She's 16. Protomax will think it's funny. I can't remember who brought it up. I think my mom brought up like somebody that didn't realize how old she was, like some family friend or whatever. And I told my sister, I was like, oh, by the time I was 16, I'd had like 10 girlfriends at this point. And my sister goes, yeah, and how long's it been since you've had a girlfriend now? And I was like, oh, fuck. So I'm back at square. I mean, like I said, I consider myself retired. I'm just officially retired from like whatever. If some girl comes along, you know, we'll change things up or whatever, but I don't plan on any girl coming along. So as of right now, I'm retired.
You need to find a group. You and me need to go out. We need to go to a strip club. We need to fucking do our on the street videos and shit. And like, you will get back in the game very fast. As long as you still have hair on your head, you're still skinny, you can get your dick hard. There's no reason to be retired.
If you can't get laid in college, you should become a monk. What is wrong with you?
Yeah, if you can't get laid in college, I don't know what to say. Like,
please watch it. Wait, what did I say? Did I drop information on accident, or am I just?
He's probably talking to me about the almost name dropping.
Oh, David's hardware store right down the block.
David's hardware store, yeah, where I had my internship.
American Pie is peak America. I mean, there's some pop culture that is like probably propaganda that I'm just like, dude, it's objectively good. Like if you can make entertaining propaganda, whatever. I think I'm the only white ogre that's not into Asian girls.
Have you ever had an Asian girl?
I'm not specifically into them. To me, Asian chicks are like hit or miss. An Asian chick is either a 10 or she's a 1.
Okay, so the girl that I was talking about, the half Japanese, half Lithuanian girl, you'll get this, Beckett, because she looked like the chick from the World Is Not Enough.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she was hot as fuck.
You were talking about getting laid and then said my sister. Speaking of bad timing, I dated a chick who in this one I won't even get anywhere near names. I dated a chick who had a dad that did some shit to her when she was a kid, like one of those types of deals. And one time we were doing it.
Grew up in?
Not from that town, no, but close, a town close by.
Okay.
And one time we were doing it, and then we finished, and then we were at the point where you're both just laying next to each other, and she like brought up her dad, just like in like normal conversation, and I remember sitting there thinking like, oh wait, it's probably weird that we just fucked, and now she's talking about her dad that did shit to her when she was a kid.
Super fucking weird.
Jim is right. That's what my comment was about. Okay, so I just didn't separate the topics enough. I pulled on my ex-girlfriend talking about her dad right after we finished doing it.
I kind of smiled because I thought you said it in an interesting way.
I have to go back and check. You said like I haven't gotten laid. So then I saw my sister. Brought up your sister. And at first I was like, hold on, where's this conversation going? Oh, it's hilarious.
Oh.
It's always funny when people will try to, and this is when I was in rehab. So this was when my sister was like, I don't know, like fucking 11, 12, 13. I was in rehab, and I was in rehab with a dude who had a hot sister. And so I used to, and his sister, one time we had like a family thing at the rehab where like people brought family members, and it was, basically like in rehab, they treat you like you're an elementary school child. And so,
yeah. I've seen.
He had a hot, and his sister and me like hit it off pretty, like we were talking the whole time. And so I used to always clown on him and say, I'm going to hook up with your sister. And one time he was finally like, you have a sister? And I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, I'm gonna get with your sister, blah blah blah, and I let him go on for like 2 minutes, and I was like, oh yeah, my sister's 12. He was like, oh. It happened to me on Instagram, that reel where I talked about, you know, dudes preferring chicks in their 20s because they haven't been face fucked on camera by a dude or whatever.
Yeah.
And some chick commented and she was like, oh, that is super specific. Are you talking about some girl in particular? And I said, I'm talking about you. And she said, oh, I hope you're not. I'm only 19. And the thing that's funny is what I wanted to say was,
enough.
I'm legally allowed to face fuck you is what you're saying. But because I have to watch my reputation, I commented and said something like, oh, never mind, like go away, you know? Like I had to basically pretend like she said, oh, I'm 13. And I had to be like, oh, never mind. I'm pretty sure that's what happened to Chris D'Elia. I'm pretty sure Chris D'Elia, when he got canceled, all that happened was that he was like texting some girl and he forgot to ask how old she was before he started getting like explicit.
I can see that.
But then
I know a lot about the Chris D'Elia story and like
but then as soon as he did ask and she said I'm 17, he said, oh, never mind, I'll back off. But all he did was he forgot to ask first. He just went straight to, I want to see your tits. Where it's like, bro, you got to ask how old they are first.
If you're fucking rookie move.
Yeah, if you're talking to them online, or if there's not, you take in context clues. You know, like I've never asked that Scarlet chick how old she is, but she has a kid, she travels. Like there's a lot on her Instagram that will tell you that she's obviously like in her 20s, maybe even early 30s. But oh yeah, Chris D'Elia was like I thought Chris D'Elia was fucking hilarious, and I'm not even that much of like a stand-up comedy guy, and I thought he was like the funniest dude.
Oh, I'm a huge stand-up comedy guy. I went and saw him after that whole controversy. I saw him probably a year and a half ago, and yeah, he was fucking hilarious. I mean, you know, he's a 40-year-old guy who wears ripped jeans and fucking like, he's a douchebag, I'm sure. But yeah, I don't think he's guilty of anything I don't think he intentionally did anything to like solicit underage women.
Radio Underground, now I want to start razzing you.
Your sister looks like Hillary Duff?
Does she still look like Hillary Duff?
How old is she? Like, which Hillary Duff? Like fucking Lizzie McGuire or like Hillary Duff now?
Does it matter?
Yeah, because Lizzie McGuire was like 13.
Okay, but I'm pretty sure this guy's sister is not 13. I'm just saying Hillary Duff has always been hot. And back when she was 13, we were also 13, so we're allowed to say it.
You're right.
It's like we've grown up with her and just had a lifelong crush on her.
Proto's right. It's gonna be great when you go back and rewatch the stream.
So yeah, Radio Underground, that's what we want to know. Is she married? How old is she? Does she still look like Hillary Duff? Hillary Duff is one of Jim's baby mamas.
Does she like guys with a bastard child and 3 DUIs? That's what I want to know.
Does she like fucking losers with YouTube channels with no subscribers? Does she like dudes that barely wash their hair and have nothing going for them and no money?
By White Claw Surge.
Does she like dudes with 2012 Honda Civics that are a little shitty when it comes to the first ignition of the day, but will get them where they need to go?
I've got a 2014 Dodge Charger RT.
She married a guitar player. I'm also a guitar player. Should I challenge this man to a shred off? That's what I should do. I can't shred. I was never a shredder, but I will challenge him to a shred off if I need to. Oh, she married your guitar player specifically. Well, I have to challenge your guitar player to a shred off. I will lose, but I'm going to do it anyways. Jim says Chris D'Elia's podcast was hilarious. Ooh, then he went MIA after the cancellation. Yeah, he really got destroyed by that. Like his career was over, and he was huge. He was going to become like.
Yeah, he was the next Shane Gillis.
Dude, sure. I thought he was the next. Who's that fucking guy? Madison Square Garden, spiky hair, MySpace, the big guy when we were in high school. Dane Cook. Dude, he was gonna be like the next Dane Cook. I thought he was gonna play like fucking Madison.
You know what's funny about that? Dane Cook actually married like a fucking 17-year-old.
I believe it.
You didn't
back when people were allowed to get with 17-year-olds.
Yeah, it's like a known thing. No, he definitely married. He definitely met this chick and they started dating when she was 17, and he was like in his late 30s, and then they got married right when she turned 18.
Jim, what's the topic you wanted to talk about?
Is the Mason thing?
Hillary Duff, Radio Underground's wife, me not being able to shred on guitar, Chris D'Elia. Jim says, like, if you go back and watch a show or a movie you watched as a kid and it had a hot chick you thought was hot as a kid, Does that make you a weirdo when you go back
No,
and watch it?
no, nope.
I don't think it makes. I mean, there are things you could say that
Like
that
how
are
young?
like.
Like
So,
how
for
young?
example,
Yeah.
if we're hanging out and I pull up an episode of Zoe 101 and I'm sitting here actively talking about how I want to fuck Zoe, then yeah, that's gonna get a little weird, right? But I'm pretty sure most people will will understand, like, when you watch Zoe 101 with your friends. First of all, I would never sit here and say, yeah, I want to fuck that chick on the screen right now. But I would say, oh yeah, I remember when I was a kid, I thought she was the fucking hottest girl in the world growing up.
Well, yeah, it's like what I said about the Sandlot, or what the fuck's the movie? Yeah, the Sandlot with the lifeguard and everything. Like, yeah, if I go back and watch that movie now and that scene comes up where Wendy Peppercorn's the lifeguard and everything, I'm not sitting there thinking like, oh man, she's still so bad, I want to fuck her. But I definitely understand why the fucking teenage boys in the movie want to,
Yeah, you revert back to your childhood.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I remember when I was a kid watching this and I thought she was really hot. I think about it when I think about like ex-girlfriends too. Like, is it like, so when I say like, oh, I dated fucking this girl in high school, she was so hot, is that weird to say? No, because I'm talking about when I was a high schooler and I was with her. My main high school girlfriend, didn't I say I'm going to start calling her Jackie Burkhart on the channel because she was kind of like Jackie? You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah. I don't say her name.
Description.
Dude, I thought she was like fucking. I've probably, like, as much as I rant about Calamity Jane, like, I've probably never been like so fucking trashed about a girl since that.
No, that's the one I always think of. Like when you told me you dated her, I was like, damn, because she was like an item back in high school.
She was like the first love of my life, like my
sought
first
after.
love. Dude, I remember when I got a car for the first time and I used to go pick her up. She'd be like, she was living at her aunt's house, and I would just pull up and I would call her and say, every time I would just pull up and call her and say, what are you doing? And she'd say, watching TV. I'd say, I'm outside, we're going for a drive. Every time she would say, I'm not ready, I look like a hobo. It was always a hobo. I look like a hobo. Be like, shut up, come outside. Dude, she would just fucking come outside in like her pajamas and a hoodie, and I just thought she was like the most fucking beautiful girl of all time. Like, I'm like, this is like the most gorgeous hobo I've ever seen in my fucking life. Like, I was completely sprung off that chick through all of high school. And that's like how it always happened, because like I said, we were off and on through the entire 4 years. We'd break up, I'd go get with some girl, and then
Did you go all the way with her?
No, not even.
No. Oh man.
One of the worst parts about my life. I told people I did back in high school.
I would have too.
But no, yeah, we never fucked. I'm very jealous of the guy that she's like married to now. I'm very happy for her. Like, we are still friends. I just sent her a song the other day. We send each other songs back and forth like once every 2 or 3 blue moons. She's grown up very well, married, got a family, very happy for her. But I am very jealous of her, dude. But yeah, dude, I've like never been more, like, I would go fucking crazy. Like, we would get in fights and I would just fucking crash out, Just, I would get fucking wild. And she got wild too. She crashed out on me a million times. Like, I was she was also terrible to me. Like, we were both just kind of a tumultuous item. But fuck, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, that's how like I got all my girlfriends or ended up cheating. Like, half the time I cheated, it was with her. We'd be together and then we'd break up, like we always did, every other week or every other day or every other hour, depending on the phase we were in. And I'd go get with another girl. I'd go get a girlfriend. And then Jackie Burkhart, the main girl, she would always come back and I would end up cheating on my girlfriend with her. And then my girlfriend would find out and break up with me, but I was already back with my main girlfriend anyways. And it got to the point where there were a couple of girls that I like entered into situationships or relationships with. And they would ask me, like, after the first time we'd hang out, they would ask me like, so what's going on with you and Jackie Burkhart?
Yeah, I bet she intimidated a lot of the other girls at our school.
Oh, dude, girls were fucking terrified. Dude, I was terrified of her. I was like, probably the one girl I ever dated that I would like not want to actually have to fist fight was
dude, her sister
we
would fuck up bitches.
We used to punch each other for fun. We used to, punchies from regular show. They just punch each other, and we used to punch each other in the arm all the time. Like, she would just fucking hit me, and I'm like, Oh yeah, that was not even. Oh my, I'm like trying to hide the fact that like, you broke my fucking arm. Jesus Christ. But yeah, she was like tiny and skinny. She was just fucking crazy. I always wanted to get her to like fight a girl in front of me. But she wasn't jealous. That was the thing. She was the perfect everyone always says if I could only go back to high school with the apathy that I have now, and you just act like you don't care and girls would get fucking wild over you. Dude, she had that rolled down. Like I would do all kinds of shit to get her attention, and she was just like, I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah, hindsight's 2020, so of course.
Yeah. And then it made the few moments when she did care and she would get mad, it made those moments like way more meaningful. Like once in a while, she would really get set off about something that I did, and I was like, you're jealous. Like, you like me. She'd be like, no, because she was really big on like, she didn't want you to know that she fucking liked you, like that type of shit. She would make out with you the entire lunch period behind the ceramics building. But, the second you tried to tell her that you love her, she was one of those like weird people.
Wow. Yeah. No, she gave off those vibes.
Like you go back and watch that 70s show and go back, like I used to want to fuck Jackie when I was a kid. Yeah, no, exactly. And I still watch that 70s show and think, oh, Jackie was hot. But I'm not sitting here going, I want to fuck that person on screen right now as is. No, I think about when I was a kid watching that 70s show.
Yeah.
So again, same with my high school ex-girlfriends. When I talk about, oh, my ex-girlfriend that I dated my junior year, she was hot as fuck. I'm not talking about like I do not want to go back in time as a 32-year-old and fuck my high school girlfriend at this. That's not what I'm saying at all. And I think most guys understand what you're saying. You're saying when I was with her, she was very hot, especially because a lot of these girls got fat anyways. A lot of my ex-girlfriends are fat now. Yeah, sometimes you just got to slap a bitch full force. Yeah, that one ex-girlfriend was not a girl that I ever would have slapped, honestly.
Yeah, sure, I would have beat your ass.
She slapped me, which was always a bitch. But they were always slaps that I deserved or like ate accordingly. Which I've said before on the stream, I will take a slap if I deserve it,
Oh, we talked about that. That was the fucking clip you posted that one of my coworkers found.
Did you try jumping out of a bush naked, screaming, I love you, I want to rape you? That's not what I meant to hit.
Rape.
No, I never would have said that to her because she might have actually raped me is what might have happened. But no, I mean, obviously she told me she loved me like a million times. It just was it was like kind of a bitch to get there. We had a weird start though, because when we met, I was getting with one of her friends. And so that was like her big thing.
A lot of her friends, and she didn't have a lot of hot friends.
Yeah, this girl, fuck, you probably remember if I could say her name.
Give me the initials.
She was a slutty chick. You remember that chick, Marissa? She was Mexican. She had the piercing, the lip piercing or whatever.
Did she date a guy named Kyle?
What?
Kyle was her big ex-boyfriend.
She seems like a girl that would have dated a dude named Kyle.
The guy that worked at fucking Ace Hardware and ripped them off.
I don't remember. She was trashy as fuck.
Schultz or Schutz?
What?
Was it Melissa Schultz? Or Schultz?
No, not her. No.
Okay.
Her last name started with a G.
Oh, okay.
Jim says, Dixon Sider, say the N-word. Now it's you because you had that slip up.
I know.
Radio Underground says, I had a girl that I was obsessed with in high school. Tell me you should have talked to me. I had a crush on you at a bar years later. Oh, God. Oh, God, that's got to be the worst. Congratulations on still being alive, though. Dude, if fucking Courtney Briggs ever came to me and said, you should have talked to me in high school, I would kill myself.
You should kill her boyfriend.
God, that shit pisses me off so bad. We're meant to be together. We're like the only people from our high school that are not married and have no kids. Like, what's a bigger sign that me and her are meant to be together?
I just remember by high school, like, Caitlin McNamee had, like, lapped her as far as, like, popularity of, like, guys that wanted to get with her. Do you remember her?
I recognize that name. I'd have to see her face, though.
Oh, she's cute.
I mean, her name is, so I would assume she was. Although I've been misled by a name once or twice in my life. Priscilla. I always thought Priscilla was a hot girl's name.
There was a hot Priscilla in our grade too.
Yeah, we went to school with a hot Priscilla. And then years later, I worked at an AT&T store, and I was told, oh, we have a new manager starting on Monday. Her name is Priscilla. Like, oh, I'm going to work with a hot Priscilla. Nope, old fat chick. Like, what the fuck? I didn't even know there were like ugly Priscillas in existence.
Yeah, that name went back that far?
I thought about sucks starting my shotgun. Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. I could totally understand it. Y'all ever know a hot chick that you wanted to fuck, but she wasn't into you, and then you found out she fucked some loser?
Yes.
I mean, yeah, every guy's a story like that.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, a lot of my ex-girlfriends have went on to get with dudes that are like objectively uglier than me. Protomax really wants to talk about Freemason stuff.
Okay. I'll get into it. So back when my rugby coach, Rob Saliver, father of the guy who dated Courtney Briggs.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, he was a really interesting
That's
cat.
how he got her. That's what it is. He used some weird Freemason black magic and stole the girl of my dreams. I fucking hate it.
I don't know if he did, but if he wanted to, he definitely could have because of his father.
Bullshit.
But no, out of the two brothers, Nick was definitely the cooler one. Like Anthony was the one that you knew was going to go on to like achieve things and be like a genius, well-off person. But Nick was a fun partier.
Yeah.
But yeah, his dad was he owned the Mason building in downtown Dixon, and he just mentioned to a few of us on the team that he liked. He said, if you guys are interested in this, we think that he wanted to become a college professor and that he was kind of using us as guinea pigs for this. And so he stated that he was going to hold a class every Sunday night at like 6 p.m.
Wait, confirm, is Jim's comment true or not? Freemason rape is where they shove a compass up your ass.
That did not happen to me. And at the end of the class, he told us he didn't want us to necessarily become Freemasons. He wanted us to become free thinkers. So maybe that's why I avoided the compass. But yeah, it was really interesting. It was like me and 10 other guys from the rugby team that Rob liked. He just kind of wanted us to. He positioned it as a history of humanities class, but at the end of it, we found out it was like class to see if we were capable of free thinking or not. So every week he would give us a subject, and it would be like Roman Empire, a philosopher, pick your favorite philosopher like Plato, Socrates, or something, and write me an essay about what you think of them. And then we'd go up there and we'd present this, and you'd critique us on it. And his goal was to get us to free think, basically, to question their philosophy, to question their positions and things like that. But to go, like, the interesting part about it was the Mason Hall that we were in. So it was haunted as fuck. Like I remember me and my friend were in the restroom one time, using the urinals, and the fucking door behind us like got slammed shut. We fucking ran out of the Mason Hall. But yeah, it was super interesting. Rob was very Christ-like, I will say. And the fact that he died on December 25th, like the morning of December 25th is when he died. He had a heart attack. Yeah, he was just a very interesting guy. Like I said, he would, if you went into the Masons Hall, the main kind of chateau that they had, on the walls on each side was like inspirational quotes from like every philosopher, every inspirational person that you could think of. But yeah, I'm probably too drunk at this point to fucking describe this in great detail. But yeah,
all I'm hearing is this is totally how his son stole the girl of my dreams. Is some Masonic magic type bullshit.
Dude, he had a throne. He had a Masonic throne in this fucking Mason Hall. I don't know how he got it.
I bet you his kid did it with the girl of my dreams on that throne, and now I'm just seething.
Well, the best part of it was as many as there was at this. You know that picture, the famous picture of Jesus Christ at the Last Supper table?
Yeah.
Okay. So there are exactly that many people at this. And in that photo, you cannot see any of their feet.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're finally drunk enough. Yeah, I'm getting there. In the photo that we took to recreate that, we didn't even mean to do this, but you, for some reason, can't see our feet, and there's exactly that many people.
Do you think it was intentional?
No, it was completely accidental. We didn't notice until after.
So what, you think the guy was Jesus?
I think he was very Christ-like, and I think he had some deeper understanding of the world than we do.
Well, it sounds like you should have had gay sex with him.
Well, here I sit, and I'm not a millionaire or anything, so.
What the hell, bro? A throne is wild.
Yeah, it was a legit like Mason throne. So he was
Dude.
very high-ranking.
Jim, you can't just tell people to say it. People need to slip. That's what made it funny, was that it was a natural slip that one time. Like, it's never going to be funny if someone rolls up in chat and just says, say this. And then, like, what's he just going to say the word? And then I'm going to go, okay, well, I got a clip on Instagram I want to show you guys right now. One thing I'm not going to bring up today, because I'm going to wait till Protomax comes on. I do want to talk about PlayStation announcing that they're not going to sell physical games anymore after.
Dude, GameStop's going to be so fucked.
I mean, dude, all the video games is already fucked. And the fact that the thing that sucks is that dudes are such faggots that they will continue to buy games.
I mean, I'm going to be one of them. I'm going to buy fucking GTA 6. You think I haven't already pre-ordered that shit?
Okay, see, Jim, that's a good way to put it. You're just putting it into his mind subconsciously so that if he does slip and it comes, okay, yeah, see, that's a good way to do it. Just put that word in every comment that you type out from now on. Like, just, I mean, you are black, Jim, so the way you talk naturally, just type it out into every comment that you send.
Jigaboo Jackson, what would he say?
Yeah, what would Jigaboo Johnson? I think he wants to be Jigaboo Johnson.
Be Jackson, dude. The reason, why do you want to go Johnson?
Yeah, I don't know. He's a Johnson guy.
But no, for Jim and if Dirty White Boy, I was shaving my face earlier today, and I thought about it. I thought about just leaving a little bit right there, just for Jigaboo Jackson and fucking Dirty White Boy.
Protomax, PlayStation, Sony announced that after the year, it's like 2028 or 2030, their games are no longer going to come with the disc.
As soon as GTA 6 comes out,
you're just going to buy the game, just the case, and there's just going to be the download code paper in there, and that's it. And I'm sure it's going to be fucking $80.
You will own nothing and be happy.
So people are now saying, well, if buying doesn't mean ownership, then piracy doesn't mean stealing, which I agree with, by the way.
Yeah, that's 100% correct.
Moon Cricket Curtis, Jesus Christ. But yeah, no, that's like maybe, and I'm pretty sure somebody said that after the Sony announced it, some report came out that Xbox is considering like doing the same or whatever. So yeah, physical games are literally just going to go away, and they're just going to sell you a piece of paper with a code on it. And whenever they feel like pulling the game, because what's going to happen inevitably is, say you buy a game for the PlayStation 7, the download code. By the time they get to the PlayStation 10, they're going to want you to upgrade. So they're going to pull your fucking games out of your library just to encourage you to go out and buy the PlayStation 10. It's literal bullshit.
Yep.
Why don't we own anything anymore? No games, let alone a fucking house. Yeah, no, I like watching movies that I fucking own off my shelf. I mean, of course I go on Tubi, but if I have it my way, I own the fucking movie.
I'm going to take the Blu-ray. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Just for some reason, just because he's drinking, I thought he was going to stand up and be like in tighty whities or something. I bought Titanfall for Xbox One in like 2014 on disc. Put the disc in and I downloaded the game anyway, so I've been digital ever since. That said, there should be a disc. Well, it's just like, bro, if you're spending money on it, you know what I mean? Because you're not getting a cool booklet with cool artwork and like stuff. We're not getting that anymore. So literally, it is paying $80 for a fucking case with a cover and a fucking piece of paper inside with a code on it. And you don't actually own shit. I remember I was pissed. I wanted to make a video about the Great Texas Dynamite Chase, one of my favorite movies. And so I went on Amazon Prime to buy it because it's for sale on there. And I literally bought it. I mean, first of all, I own it on Blu-ray and on DVD. Like I said, it was one of my favorite movies. But I wanted to buy it for the purpose of getting clips from it to put into the video that I wanted to make. Well, so I buy it on Amazon Prime for like $25. And sure enough, you can only play it on Amazon Prime. And I'm like, so I don't actually, like, I thought what was going to happen was I was going to buy the movie and then it was going to become available in my files on my computer. Like I now have no, it's just, oh, now you can watch it on Amazon Prime. Well, it's already on Amazon Prime. Like, why would I buy it when I could just stream it on Amazon Prime? I don't have Amazon Prime anymore. because I got pissed about stuff like this. And I can't justify the money at this point, but I do like having Amazon Prime when I have some extra money laying around. But yeah, I remember I was like, what? So I don't actually own it. Like I just gave you guys $25 just to watch a movie that I could have already watched for the initial $16 a month that I pay for Amazon Prime anyways. It's completely fucking retarded. And the thing that sucks
too, like, you remember Easter eggs? Like when you buy a movie and like they had Easter eggs in them, like if you clicked left in the fucking scene, it would show you something that wasn't in the movie. That's completely gone.
Sony already deleted 500 plus movies that people had bought because that's the shit that happens too. You buy a movie and then behind the scenes
runs out.
Yeah, they get into a dispute with the studio that owns the movie, and then you lose your fucking movie.
Yeah, and you don't get your money back.
Yeah, they're not refunding you. The thing that sucks is that most of the population are such faggots that, like, what should happen is people should immediately stop buying video games the day they stop putting discs in the cases. If everybody in the fucking country would just man up and not buy another game, they would literally be forced to go back to making discs.
They never fucking will. Do you know how much Rockstar's already made off the pre-sales of GTA 6?
Yeah, no, I know, but it is like people really do have, like, the collective population really does have the power like that. Same with all these bullshit movies. If people really had a problem with like lesbians and fucking tranny and gay shit in their movies or whatever, nobody would go watch the fucking movies. But people are obsessed with watching movies. People, so they're just going to keep making this shit. Even if they flop, they still make some money. And Hollywood is just kind of set at this point anyways. Like Hollywood is like Disney. It's just too big to fail. Hollywood can flop 1 billion times before any of the major studios go out of business. Is Witcher 3 the last non-gay game ever made? That would be a question for Potomax and Jim. Is Witcher 3 the last non-gay game ever made?
Did Witcher 3 come out before or after Red Dead Redemption 2? Because Red Dead Redemption 2, I think, is considered one of the greatest games of all time.
When the channel takes off from the Blackout Chronicles, you should get a Tubi sponsorship and name drop them every stream. I fucking love Tubi.
Dude, yeah, we got to talk about that too, because I'm super down whenever we want to fucking step in and start doing that.
I think we got to do it in the fall time. So as soon as summer's over, because Protomax pointed out that's when the college kids come back.
Yeah.
And I don't want to go out in the hot.
No, we get them fucking fresh too. We can get those freshmen in there.
Okay, that was like the weirdest thing.
I just got game ranked for the first time last week.
We're gonna get the college kids all fresh.
No,
I do. If I'm gonna do the Blackout Chronicles, I do want the college girls fresh off of a date raping. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I really hope we get a trauma dump story, like, so badly. I want to be like, yeah, what's the time you fucking partied hard and got blacked out? And some girl's like, yeah, one time I was drinking and I woke up to 7 black dudes surrounding me. One of them was fucking me. Like, oh no.
I woke up with a broken used condom out of my ass.
I had to shit it out into my toilet. I also seen that Sony and Xbox upping their console prices. $650, Nintendo $450, looking like a steal now. Can they actually fit an entire game on a disc? You're talking about like games they sell nowadays?
That's another good point. Is like, as far as technology goes, like, can they do all that? Can they fit all of that?
Fuck yeah, they can. Bro, we got AI convincing, AI is literally convincing people to kill themselves. Yeah, they can fit a big fucking game on a disc or sell it on 2 discs like Final Fantasy VII did. That shit was like the best selling game of all time. I mean, I know it's not actually true, but it is considered one of the greatest video games of all time. Came on 3 discs. I don't think gamers would have a problem with switching a disc, after 17 hours of gameplay on 1 disc, put in part 2. Red Dead is a fun game, but not the greatest. Arthur is a liberal fag. Now, there's plenty of non-gay games after Witcher 3. Diablo 4 is better than Witcher 3. Apex Legends was great up until like 2023. Radio Underground says, my cousin who does my show with me is obsessed with Tubi. If you ever want to borrow him. Oh, dude, I've been so hyped on Tubi. Tubi's just I found out, so Netflix, I think, has like 3,000 or 4,000 movies on it. Tubi has like 40,000 to 50,000 movies.
Holy shit. And it's free, right?
Yeah, there are ads, but the ads are actually very well balanced. Like, it's pretty much just like watching TV. Yeah,
Dude,
Tubi has over.
Sometimes they got to get up and piss,
Tubi has over 40,000 movies, and they've got a lot of like soup, like not even B movies, like we're talking like D movies from the 70s, like shit that was like made for $4,000 and it was directed by like a pornographer in his fucking backyard illegally or something. Like that's
Dude,
they've got
still
everything.
can't believe that I lived like 2 blocks away from fucking where Gas Pump Girls was filmed.
Gas Pump Girls is, I fucking love Gas Pump Girls. I don't think Gas Pump Girls is on Tubi though. I have it on Blu-ray, so I don't fucking need
It's
it.
on
But they have movies like that. They have Malibu. They have Malibu High. I fell asleep last night and Tubi automatically played Malibu High, and I literally woke up to the scene. There's an iconic scene from Malibu High where this girl, the girl who goes on to become a hooker, she's talking to her mom and she's like, oh, maybe if you would have done something, you know, whatever. I don't know what they're arguing about, but she's like, then maybe daddy wouldn't have had to kill himself because he couldn't get it up anymore.
Jesus Christ.
I'm playing the clip. Dude, it's like the greatest scene in all of cinema history. And the best part isn't even the line. It's the music that's played like right after she says it. It's like fucking hilarious, dude. Malibu High, 1979. I thought the whole movie was on YouTube. I might have to find it in. And she's in high school. That's how you know this movie is 1979, because you see her naked all the time and she's in high school. She's failing her classes, and so she decides she's going to start fucking her teachers to pass her classes. Well, once she finds out she's good at that, she decides she's just going to become a prostitute. So she gets a pimp, and they set up a van, and all the guys in town to start lining up outside the van. She fucks the dudes in the van. One of her clients is a guy who offers her a job as a hitman. Basically, he wants her to start fucking dudes and then killing the dudes. And so she takes that job and shit gets out of hand. But, God, I really thought this movie was on YouTube. I guess not. Maybe I won't be able to play this fucking scene. No, I feel like this is real anticlimactic.
Wow.
Yeah, Tubi's got all kinds of movies like that. And I fell asleep last night and woke up right at that scene.
Destiny, dude.
Maybe daddy wouldn't have had to kill himself because he couldn't get it up anymore. So yeah, she's a fatherless kid, and it's implied that her dad killed himself because he couldn't get hard anymore.
I would.
I don't know if I would or not, because I mean, I already haven't gotten laid in like years, so it's kind of like the same thing. Jim says Proto Max, they're going up because of RAM and storage prices. For example, an SSD I got last year from a PS5 was $12 for 2 terabytes. What same SSD is now $450. Proto says discs are tight because you can put that shit on your shelf and collect them. Well, yeah, physical media is the way to go.
Well, yeah, physical media, you're gonna own it. Like, they can't decide that they lost the copyright and shit, and now you don't have access to it. So
I think Jim is talking to Radio Underground. He says, we will borrow your cousin and rape him on stream while he explains the plot of Alien versus Predator. I've never seen Alien versus Predator. High school.
You've never seen Alien versus Predator?
I've never seen any of the Alien movies.
You've never seen the one from 2003, Alien versus Predator? Dude, that's a fucking phenomenal film.
Yeah. Now I've seen Freddy versus Jason. I have that one.
It's in that tier. It's in that tier.
Dude, it's we were just talking about this. Radio Underground. I think it was me and Dixon Sider that were talking about it. How in the 70s and 80s there were a lot of movies that were set in like a high school, and you see naked high school chicks, but they're being played in real life like by 20 to by chicks who are like 21. Yeah. And we were talking about, is there because some people will cry about that nowadays, like Slumber Party Massacre, one of my favorite movies. There's a whole scene where a high school girls basketball team showers in the locker room, and the camera literally like scrolls across their asses and their tits, and it's like, oh, these are high school girls, but in real life they're of age women. So I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think people are just crying about stuff when they get upset about that stuff. But now
there's nothing wrong with it, but it probably did have some sort of effect on the fetish of that, like for actual like pedos and perverts and shit like that. Like, I'm sure that played some sort of role.
Well, there are always, of course, like, you can say weird shit. Like, if I was watching a movie with a dude and he was just like, oh yeah, hot high school girls, you know what I mean? Like, then you'd be like, okay, you're a fucking weirdo, bro. But if you're just like, hey, that actress is really hot, you know, and she's obviously 21 or whatever. Okay, I remembered the plot, or I remembered the goal. Gas Pump Girls is not on Tubi, but it is a great movie, and I recommend it if you can find it.
It's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's just about a group of high school. No, the movie starts off with their high school graduation, and you do see all of them naked because somebody plays a prank and rips off their gowns.
Yeah.
One of them has an uncle who owns a gas station, and the uncle gets sick and he can't run the gas station. So the girls run the gas station for him, and they start running it basically in not a lot of clothing to attract customers. And there is some good racism in it because at the end they have to deal with like a Middle Eastern oil tycoon, like an oil sheik guy. And they basically all dress
gas from the, yeah.
Yep. They all dress up like Aladdin characters to go. They try to pretend like they're oil sheiks to get a meeting with this guy. It's pretty funny. Yeah, I heard that now.
When I found out that it was filmed like 2 blocks away from where I was fucking living at the time.
Heard that it's because of AI. The storage is some. That's why you see on Instagram like this is why RAM costs so much now or whatever. You haven't seen any of no, I've not seen any of the Alien movies. The first one I need to watch is the original, of course, but I have not yet seen it.
Yeah, don't watch Prometheus first. That'll fuck you up.
Radio Underground says his cousin is unrapeable, actually, Jim. Just to let you know. That's actually probably the highest compliment a man could pay to another. That's how I'm going to start describing my friends when people ask me, like...
You're unrapeable?
Yeah. Oh, my buddy is unrapeable. Like, how cool does that sound? Yeah, that guy, my brother, bro, he is unrapeable. Also, Predator, I saw a video, someone talking about this, and that's also very true. Predator, like the word, is like the coolest word ever, and every man has like a masculine urge to want to be known as a predator, but the word has been ruined by, it's now associated with pedophiles, like predator hunters, to catch a predator. But if that word was not associated with that, like dudes all over the place would be like, yeah,
I think predator, I think of the guy who's ready to fucking jump out of the fucking bushes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But before that, think about the world where that word association doesn't happen. Most dudes would be like, bro, I'm a fucking predator, dude. Like that'd be like some shit. You would like name yourself, like your gamer tag would be like Predator 619 or something. But
well, dude, because back in the primitive stages, you were either prey or predator. You know, which one do you want to be?
Yeah. No, that word got ruined by pedophiles in the show To Catch a Predator. Bigger they are. Oh, Jim says the bigger they are, the harder they get raped.
Rape.
Hard ass compliment. Yeah, dude, describing a man as unrapeable is probably the best compliment of all time. Because a man who is rapeable tells you literally everything you need to know about him. And you know what they say, if one man can hold a man down, 2 men could rape him.
Is that a
Yeah. Yeah, they say if that's why I think Danny Mullen said that, and he said that's why he learned jujitsu. If one man can hold you down, 2 men can rape you. Like, damn, I never thought about it that way.
I would think if one man can hold you down, and just one other man could probably rape you.
That's what he said. One guy holds you down, then one guy rapes you.
Yeah.
The one guy who's holding you down can't rape you because you're probably putting up somewhat of a fight being held down.
I don't know if Brock Lesnar fucking tried to like rape me. Like Brock Lesnar could probably rape us both.
Brock Lesnar could probably rape the unrapeable.
Yeah, or John Jones for sure.
Yeah, I always consider Brock Lesnar. Like I always say, if the aliens came to Earth and said,
you would send out Brock Lesnar to fight them, right?
Well, if the aliens said you bring out one human to fight us, like we're gonna bring you our premier fighter, bring out whoever you got, I would vote for Brock Lesnar.
I would bring out John Jones.
I just don't know fighting. Okay, hold on. I did find the movie. Let me get to this scene. Gotta hate having to find specific scenes on YouTube. Oh, we might have it. We might have action. All right. This is Malibu High, 1979.
Maybe one of the minks your father left me?
Don't joke about Daddy. No wonder he couldn't stand it here. You could have looked decent once in a while, instead of worrying about dirt and dust and greasy buildups. Maybe then you wouldn't have driven Daddy away. And maybe Daddy wouldn't have had to kill himself because he couldn't get it up anymore.
I love that creative choice to play that song
And
after
the
that
segue right
scene.
into her, she just goes back and starts partying. Dude, that's fucking awesome.
Yep, cuts right to a party scene. But yeah, that's the chick. That's the main chick. She becomes a prostitute and then becomes a hitman. But yeah, I love that creative choice. Like, I'm very curious about what the movie editor, like, what was going through his mind. Like, this fucking disco song is perfect for right after this scene about the father killing himself. Brock Lesnar is the peak predator. This has porn quality. Oh yeah, those are the best 70s movies. The ones that are they're pretty much they share the same quality as like trashy pornos, but
They're
there's
shot at
actually
the same studio for sure by the same director.
but they're actually movies. Ilsa, She-Wolf of the SS was filmed in the same location that Hogan's Heroes was filmed on, which is hilarious because Hogan Heroes was like a pro-America. And then Ilsa, She-Wolf of the SS is, I guess, anti-Nazi, but it's Nazi exploitation. So like, it's not necessarily anti or pro. Ed Kemper versus Brock Lesnar. Oh, dude, Ed Kemper is getting raped hard by Brock Lesnar. Ed Kemper only attacked women. Like Ed Kemper, it's funny, he was huge, but there's no stories of Ed Kemper like even fighting a dude. There are no stories.
Oh yeah, the guy who got busted, the fucking the Golden State Killer would put up a better fight against Brock Lesnar than Ed Kemper would.
Yeah, Ed Kemper was probably a pussy if you were a man. And I knew a guy. When I worked at a gas station, I became friends with this old guy named Bob. Bob gave me a Bible and like used to come in every night and talk to me about stuff. He was really cool. He was a prison guard at the prison where they held Ed Kemper and Charlie Manson for a time. But he never got to meet Manson, but he met Ed Kemper. And he said before he met him, he was nervous. And all of his coworkers said, don't worry about it. If you're a guy, he's totally fine with you. It's only when he's around women does he start becoming weird. And yeah, sure enough, that's how all the stories are. Ed Kemper was like a totally normal, nice, funny, intelligent dude until it came to chicks. Then he started talking about fucking throats and shit. Dead throats. Radio Underground says, I hate to say it with my bad back and heart, I'm pretty rapeable. Now, you got to give yourself a little more credit than that, though. Especially if we're ever gonna do any like streaming and shows together, you can't let Jim hear you saying that because Jim will eat you alive.
No, like
if you just flat out admit that you're rapeable. Ed Kemper was like 7 feet tall, 300 pounds though. Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily equal tough. And I mean, like I said, obviously I don't know. Maybe Ed Kemper was whooping ass in prison every day, but all we have to go on is his like physical confrontations with women.
Yeah, how big is the cattle dog that like herds the sheep and everything? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and Jim, dude, you literally just said it. The bigger they are, the harder they get raped. So like, yeah, Ed Kemper would just get raped really big by Brock Lesnar. Kemper doesn't have a prayer unarmed. Yeah, I think he's kind of known as like he's kind of a wuss. He's kind of a weenie.
Yeah.
I mean, he couldn't even handle the pressure of like being like on the not even on the run. That's the worst part about the Ed Kemper story. He literally got away with it. Like nobody had any idea that it was him, and he turned himself in. Like he cracked under no pressure. Like you see that meme, like bro cracked under zero pressure. That's Ed Kemper cracked under zero pressure. Which reminds me, I gotta post a fucking Instagram reel. And I'm pissed that I'm like an hour late. I forgot to post it.
Yeah, you're past your 7 p.m. deadline.
The one I'm posting today or right now says, what if the Salem witch trials had nothing to do with witches? What if it was because all the women were trying to sell snatch for 6 cents a month? 6 cents in 1693 is $5.99 in today's money, by the way. So I did do the conversion accurately.
What if it was because a bunch of men just like started dating or marrying women that like were fucking insane, and they were just like, no, I don't want to deal with this. She's a fucking witch. Let's burn at the stake.
Asmongold makes that joke a lot. He says, you look at the way girls act today. What if the Salem witch trials was just girls acting like they do today? And they were like, bro, what the fuck? Like, we need to hang this bitch.
I could easily burn my ex-girlfriend at the stake.
In America, there were no burnings. That's a European thing. Those get mixed up. In America, all the witches were hung or thrown into like a river or something.
What about charred feathering?
Most of them were hung. All of the Salem witch trials, all of the witches were hung in America. In England, they would set accused witches on fire. But Kemper crashed out because his mom yelled at him. He can't handle a 275 Nord going berserk on him. It sucks. I always wonder about Ted Bundy too. I think Ted Bundy might have killed one dude, maybe one or two dudes. And maybe he didn't. I don't know. I could be wrong about that. But yeah, Ted Bundy also pretty much only killed women, which is a bummer because I'm a big, everyone here knows me as a big Ted Bundy defender. So I don't like to admit that Ted Bundy might not have been the toughest guy. I like to think of Ted Bundy as the ultimate predator. The unrapeable. Holy shit, dude. If I was like a superhero, or if I got to be any kind of character, I would be the unrapeable predator.
That's your only power? You just want to be able to be raped?
We lost 2 viewers as soon as I started talking about defending Ted Bundy, by the way. I did notice that. But
fuck him.
Ted Bundy apologist. Bro, I'm a straight up Ted Bundy defender. Ted Bundy could have been the ultimate pickup artist.
Dude, he seemed pretty cool. Like, he did seem pretty cool.
He should have been a pickup artist and taught men how to pick up.
The fact that he put a girl's head in the fireplace, like where he's living with his current girlfriend, like that's fucking awesome. Is that true?
I don't know. I haven't read that one, but it is a thing that he had a girlfriend. Like, that movie where Zac Efron plays him, that movie was pretty Hollywoodized, but a lot of it was true. Like, he did have a serious girlfriend while he was killing a bunch of chicks. The movie, what they lie about, they portray him as like a really nice, like sweet, loving, caring boyfriend. Apparently, he was like a totally abusive boyfriend. Like, he choked the shit out of her and whooped her ass and shit.
Good.
But she loved him. She stayed with him, and then she started having suspicions that maybe my boyfriend is this Ted Bundy guy.
Gee, I wonder why.
Ted Bundy, dude. If I was like a comic book hero, I would be the unrapeable predator. As soon as I say that, Tony shows up. Tony's probably been here, though. He wasn't good looking, though. Yeah, I see a lot of girls saying that Bundy wasn't. I think he was probably good looking for like 70s.
Yeah, for the 70s, I'm sure he was a good looking dude. He had like the fucking Jared curls, the dippity doos, and all that shit.
He looks cool as fuck when he's got the beard. There's an interview with him with a beard. It's like before he became like famous. This was like his first time in jail, and the accusations had just started coming out. And he looks like, if I got to trade my physical appearance with another man, I would absolutely take this if that was my option.
Any man?
No, if I only got to pick, like, hey, tomorrow you can trade physical appearances with this version of Ted Bundy, or you can just stay the way you are, I would take this.
Okay, yeah, I agree.
The day that the judge rendered his verdict in my case first, I didn't show any emotion because, what am I supposed to do? Am I going to jump up on the table? Am I going to scream? That's what I felt like doing. I heard my mother crying. It's an emotional time. I don't even like to think of that day. But I wasn't going to give these people who went out and built a case around a non-existent eyewitness, an eyewitness identification that was built by the police. I wasn't going to give them the satisfaction of seeing me break down.
Even the judge, when he finally went to prison forever, the judge had like a huge crush on him.
I know, he was like leaning in like, yeah, tell me more. Like,
yeah, the judge was like super apologetic to him, and the judge was super like, he said something like, I wish you would have picked a different path. He said, like, I would have loved to. He said, I would have loved to practice law with you. Like he said, I would have loved to see you be an attorney in my courtroom. I would have loved to try. Like, the judge had a huge crush on Ted Bundy. Dahmer was the peak. He killed black dudes. Jim's gonna like this guy. Radio Underground just made friends with Jim. Dahmer was peak. He killed black dudes. That's dangerous prey. They were gay black dudes, though. Are gay black dudes as dangerous as straight black dudes?
There's a lot more gay black dudes than we think, according to the music industry.
Jim and his good pal Bundy, they sell Kool-Aid pineapples. No one was me. I dropped my phone.
I don't know what that means.
Oh, are you saying because I said we lost viewers or something? I don't know. He looks better with the beard. Yeah, a lot of guys look better with a beard. He looks like John Stamos. Didn't Ted Bundy like jump off the second story? Yeah. So Ted Bundy escaped from 2 separate jails. The first jail he broke out of, it was during a trial. They took him out of his cell to go to a trial date. And because he was his own attorney, he always defended himself in trials. he had access to the library. If you represent yourself in court, they give you full access to the library so you can study up on law. And the security guard, when he wasn't looking, he jumped out the second story window and he ran away. And they found him hiding in the woods or some shit. And then
they still let him defend himself. They're like, "Hey, dude, don't do that again."
And then the second time he broke out, he went up through like an air vent in the ceiling. Yeah, like an air vent in the ceiling or some shit. Jim says, not just blacks, gay blacks. That's double points. Protomax says, Tony, how you doing?
Jim, I got a special message for you in the outro. When we go to the outro, stick around.
He's gonna like say it under the music. Tony says, how are you doing, Protomax? Oh yeah, we do have to get out. I didn't realize it's fucking 8:18. We got to get out of here in a minute. I gotta go start smoking cigs.
I gotta order dinner and keep drinking.
What are you gonna have for dinner? Something gay?
Chicken tikka masala.
That's gay.
It is pretty fucking gay, dude.
Dude, why hasn't this hot chick accepted my follow request?
She's Indian, dude. She knows chicken tikka masala. Don't call.
Okay, I'm not trying to.
You segued that well.
I don't know if she's watching the live stream. I'm thinking it stands to reason because she found the page through the original disco page. And then after I liked a couple of her stories, she went through the effort to go into the bio of the original disco page, find the @ for the Disco Acid Cult TV page, come over to the TV page, like a bunch of stuff. So if she went to that effort, she might have gone to the effort to watch the live stream. So she could be, there are people that have been watching that have not been chatting. So if that girl is in lot, which I doubt, because what girl watches the live streams besides Tony? What a fucking weirdo, Tony. You got to be the weirdest chick in the world. I got to be honest here. I mean, we're appreciative. We're appreciative. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
You are the only girl, aside from Witch's Brew. I don't know what happened to her. And yeah, here, Jim says, Tony, I love you and want to have sex with you.
Me and Jim will tag team you.
This is why we don't have female viewers. Protomax, who's the hot chick. It's not, I haven't even talked to her. Like, there have been no messages exchanged.
Sure is.
Can't complain. My only complaint is for Beck to upload a new video. Somebody needs to harass me to make the Rob Zombie video tomorrow. Because I have been wanting to make a video on what if Rob Zombie never worked with the Weinsteins. Jim says, me so horny for Tony. Jesus Christ. Jim says, ew, why the fuck are you eating E. coli food?
I've had E. coli in my dick, dude. I can take it in my mouth. I'm fine.
Yeah, Dix Insider has a natural, what's the word? A natural...
yeah.
Like when you have a resistance. What?
What is the word?
Like when you have a resistance to certain... Yeah. Is it natural resistance or something? I don't know.
No, there's a fucking word for it.
It's like when people got COVID one time and then they never got it again because they built up an immunity. Natural immunity.
Yes, immunity. There it is.
Dix Insider has natural immunity to E. coli after a rough anal sex session. Okay, before we go, me and Protomax were saying, if you're going to be the cameraman in that particular town,
yeah,
we're going to make you wear some kind of disguise.
Why?
If you're retarded to protect yourself, we're talking. You can go like Ted Kaczynski, like aviator sunglasses and a hood or something. You know what I mean?
I think sunglasses and like fucking like maybe some shit like that.
I have a fake beard, the crochet beard. I need to find that and wear that on stream sometime. You could do that. What are y'all doing for the 4th of July before you leave? That's a good question. We'll end this on a positive note. What is everyone's 4th of July plans?
I'm going to FaceTime my son and see his first reaction to fireworks.
Jim's going to start calling you Fizz if you start talking about FaceTiming your son.
Well, at least
I'm just kidding. I would imagine you see your kids more than Fizz does.
I do. 100%.
He's like, I know for a fact that I do.
I just don't like being around the whole family, so...
Protomax says, just do what I do on stream with the sunglasses. Yeah, no, it's just sunglasses and a beanie or a hat or something. I might even make you do the fake beard just because it'll be funny.
It would be funny.
But yeah, no, we'll do something. It won't be so obvious. because you never know. You know, I do want to keep it lightweight and talk about party stories, but I might start praising the good name of Ted Bundy to these girls. Tony's gonna smoke weed and hang out with the dogs.
I think if we did that, I'd be a good buffer for that.
If I started praising Ted Bundy,
Yeah, I'd be like the Leo to your Danny, kind of.
I don't know how you defend a guy who's defending Ted Bundy.
I'd find a way.
So like I'm talking to girls, I'm like, hey, tell me a funny story, or tell me a story of one time when you partied too hard, you blacked out, and she starts getting a little, you know, down, and she goes, well, one time I blacked out and I woke up to a guy raping me, and I'd be like, oh, well, if it was Ted Bundy, you would have liked it. That would have been awesome. What are you gonna say to defend me?
I'd be like, have you ever been ghosted by a guy you liked?
Okay, I don't know how the fuck that had to do. Like, how is that helping me?
That'll help you, trust me. She'd be like, yeah, fucking Chad from like chemistry or some shit. Like, I really thought we had a future together. And
Jim is now actively requesting nudes from another person in chat. So, yeah, I don't know if you guys noticed, but everyone that puts a message in chat, I pop up immediately. But Jim's, I start reading before I click on it. So, like, for example, I'll say, Tony says I am. Protomax says immunity. And then I'll go, what are y'all doing for the 4th of July before y'all leave? I basically have read the comment of Jim's before I've clicked on it on screen. Protomax says Jim G's. All right. Fucking A. I think that's it for tonight. We got a good almost 2 hours, like an hour and 51 minutes in.
yeah, we did.
We covered all the bases. Citizen Vigilante. Ted Bundy was a great ladies' man. If only he had a little bit of impulse control, he could have been. Dude, like, I don't know. Think of like a famous pickup artist. Are there? I can't think of one.
If my only goal was sex, like Jim, he would have been the best.
Ted Bundy?
Ted Bundy, yeah.
Yeah. No, he could have been like a great ladies' man. He could have been a
like
rich.
2 steps too far.
He could have been a rich attorney if he just had a little bit of self-control. Things would be better. We talked about. I got to show the Malibu High scene, so that was a good time. Jim says, because I'm oppressed. You oppressed me. Like, see, like I can't pop this up on screen. He says, you oppressed me like Kanye West's doctor oppresses him. So technically I am just like Kanye West's doctor.
It was a Jewish doctor.
Protomax has another shirt. That's like 12 light beers. Radio Underground, thanks for shouting out. Oh yeah, for sure. Radio Underground, I guarantee you no clout at all. None of my people are going to come follow you because I don't have people, but we should do something sometime. We should do a joint. We should do a Disco Acid Radio Underground show sometime, or Radio Disco Underground Acid Cult. Something like that. I like to be humble, so I don't want to put my name first. So yeah, it should be Radio Disco. Radio Disco Acid Underground Cult. Or Radio Disco Underground Acid Cult.
I think we should start doing the streams on Friday Night SmackDown. Like, let's see how long we can get away with that.
I don't think anyone's going to bother us if we call the streams Friday Night SmackDown.
No, it'll get us more viewers. Let's fucking do it.
We'll get wrestling fans that will be expecting us to talk about wrestling, and then they'll get upset.
I'm a great fucking wrestling fan. I can.
No, I know, but we would get wrestling fans coming in here expecting to see wrestling talk, and then they would be pissed because wrestling fans are fags nowadays. They get upset about everything. All right, Jim's taking off. That's our sign to leave. Jim's gonna start drinking. Good time tonight. I'm gonna hit the outro. Thanks everyone for hanging out. We'll see you guys fucking whenever, Monday or Tuesday, probably Tuesday.
Yep. See you in the chat, fellas. Bye.
And we're all here today to groove and have a beautiful time together, and that it's only the beginning. Sometimes I think I'm drunk, and then I realize I am drunk. Sometimes I think I'm drunk, and then